Hi there, everybody. Welcome, welcome. This is Hot Song Podcast. And today is the 7th of November, 2024. The topic for this evening is the fourth eye. So I have a nice eye behind me. So um before I begin, I just want to check. Fourth eye. So we've been talking about different eyes throughout the last couple of weeks. And we talked about the real eye. We've talked about the doing the real eye, and well, we kind of touch on fourth eye, fifth eye, sixth eye, and seventh eye. So but we didn't really go into details for those. And so now we are going more into details of what the fourth eye is and what it is that it can actually do. I find the fourth eye versus the real eye is a bit more subtle. It is in terms of, because when the real eye, when we started to use the real eye, is the soul's eye. And what happens is when we activate the 0 point, and we activate the real eye, and we project the orb and all that, because I can actually see the orb that's been projected. So it's kind of very like you can see that it's there. Whereas the fourth eye, this is not as obvious. And but I do find that since I've been working with the fourth eye, that there's been some changes in my own comprehension, or how I see things. So, and that's something that I actually want to talk about, which is I would say, what's special, what's different between the real eye and the fourth eye. So just want to actually mention something about the real eye. So we have a third eye. So third eye is usually right around in between your eyebrows, and then the real eye is kind of in between your actual eyes and your eyebrows. So, and the fourth eye is just above the third eye. So we've been actually, I never knew that there's something called the real eye, and I've been thinking about, okay, third eye, third eye. So third eye, and like pretty much everybody knows about, or most people knows about the third eye. And the real eye is something that is really less or not as well known. And because of that, because we know about the third eye so well, that it's kind of it takes a while for us to switch from the third eye to the real eye, because we're so used to using the third eye, we're so used to relying on the third eye. However, I've talked about the difference between the real eye and the third eye. The real eye can actually see, because it's from the soul, so it actually has I would say, a more authentic view on things, that to see things more authentically from the soul's point of view. Whereas the third eye, because the third eye is kind of it's more about the brain, or it's more influenced by our mind, our mental state, rather than by the state of our soul. So because of that, the third eye, or the things that we get from our third eye, is very much colored by how our mental state and our ego. And because of that, it is less reliable. So that's why it's better to work with the real eye, because the real eye is really more information that's channeled to you through your soul. So it is not as easily influenced by your mental state or by ideas around you. And so that's why the real I is more preferred. And also the real I, when you get information or when you try to see something with your real eye, it's easier to hold that image, the vision you may have in your real eye. Whereas with the third eye, it's very fleeting. You don't have as much control over it. And once this image once the image is just flash, then it's gone. It's not easy to kind of hold that image and be able to look at it in a more detailed way and to ask questions. And that's why the real eye is easier to do that. However, because we've been using the third eye, or we've been so accustomed to using the third eye, so it actually takes a while for us to switch over to the real eye. So that's why I just wanted to make this point is so because of that, it's actually much easier to merge the two rather than to try to just make sure that we actually use we're using the real eye and we're not using the third eye. And so there is a compromise, which Sifu James mentioned, and I don't think I've talked to you guys yet. So if you have a very strong third eye, if your third eye, like third eye is for getting really more intuitive kind of information. So if your third eye is rather strong and you're just now starting to switch over to real eye, it's not easy to make that switch. According to Sifu James, it may take a year or two or even a couple of years to really switch over to using the real eye. And in the meantime, the information that you get, you're not sure whether it's from the real eye or the third eye and how reliable it is. So just to if you merge the two eyes, then it actually makes it easier to work with the real eye as well. So just activate real eye, activate third eye, and then third eye and real eye merge activate. So those are the kind of the mental commands that you can go through to merge your real eye and your third eye. And now we're adding another eye to this, which is the fourth eye. So let me talk about so each of the eye does something different. The real eye and also the third eye is really more about seeing physical things, or is the ability to work with the more physical things. So both the real eye and the third eye, in terms of using those in healing, it's more about healing physical things. With the I would say for the real eye, it can really, you can actually get information about, for a certain illness, what's the karma behind it. So that's what the real eye can do. That's extra from what the third eye can do. And the fourth eye is starting to get into the more spiritual part of things. So the spiritual part of things influence our physical body as well, but it's a little bit more subtle. And because the more spiritual side of things is something that we may not be as accustomed to. So the information may come in like you may ask a question and you don't quite understand what it's trying to say. Why? Because the fourth eye is talking more about the spiritual part. So what do I mean by spiritual? Spiritual as in it's talking more about things that are less concerned about human life, because it's more about the nature, the law of nature. So law of nature, for example, gravity, law of nature. We are all, our body is influenced by gravity, but what actually is gravity? I don't think too many people actually know what gravity actually is. We know what it can do and what it cannot do, but actually what causes, how come we have gravity? I think the jury is still quite out on that one. The other thing about law of nature is like the cycle of life and death. We, as human beings, it's like we we struggle so much to live. And when it comes to death, there's just so many hang-ups about death. It's all because of our attachment to life, our attachment to the people places, and things that that makes us feel safe and feel comfortable. So because of that attachment, we don't quite understand that, death is a part of life. Everything that comes to life, into life, will over time starts to change. And one of the most profound change is to go through the death, the death experience, because death is actually just something that is death of the physical part, but it's not death of the spiritual part of us. And because we are so focused on the physical part of us that we think, oh, okay, we die, there's no more me. That's so terrible. But actually, the real you, the spiritual part of you never dies. It has always existed and will always exist. Does it have a body? It it has it has a different kind of body, not the physical body that we are used to now. But the physical body is that we have is simply for us to be able to play and live in this environment meaning on Earth and other planets. And each planet will have their own set of rules that governs what happens to the body. Some bodies may look like ours, and some may look completely different from ours. It may look like more an insect, all those things. So those are more on the physical side of things, whereas the fourth eye is more about understanding the how the physical body is actually governed by the law of nature. And because law of nature is not something that we touch on in our daily lives, because we don't die every day, or we don't see people dying around us, or at least not not all the time, people dying around us. So it's not something that I would say, are comfortable to work with. And that's why the fourth eye gives us that extra bit of information for us to integrate, so that especially when we use it in healing, is that we can see, we don't just see the karma, but we actually see how karma fits into the law of nature. And that karma is really just about balance. And balance is not something that we're not always conscious of, because life on Earth is actually not very balanced at all. This the part of the reason why illness comes about is because we don't quite know how to balance ourselves. We may, you know, work too hard for work, but we don't take the time to allow our body to actually relax. Whereas we try to, you know, we try to beat the body like, okay, I'm tired. Instead of actually finding ways to relax, we drink coffee, we drink you know, Red Bull, we drink those things so that we can give ourselves that extra jolt of energy. But that actually unbalance or our body very much. So balance, how to get back to homeostasis is actually also a part of the law of nature. Ah, okay. Somebody's trying to get in, sorry. Hmm.
She just texted me.
Oh yeah? Okay.
Mhm.
Well, she's not here.
Yeah, she said she put the ID in. No, but nothing happened.
Couldn't sign in? Ah, okay. That's interesting. I don't know why.
I told her to try again. Yeah,
Okay. Thank you.
sorry.
So where was I? So the fourth eye is really about more spiritual maturity, because when we are always on the go and just trying to, you know, go through life, we don't notice these things. We don't see how we especially younger people, we really don't know how to work with the law of nature. We try to the ego part is, you know, it's my way or the highway. However, there's something that is bigger than our ego, and that's the law of nature. It is if you try to like if you try to go against gravity, you're gonna lose. I'm pretty sure, because it is a force of nature that um, human beings, just one or two human beings, just cannot outdo. We cannot just cancel it. So that's why the fourth eye is here to give us information about a dimension of life that actually allows us to see life not just as the 100 years or 120 years that we are alive, but actually see life in a much bigger cycle and put it in terms of what nature is about. So it's not just about our life, it's about all life. So that's really the information that we can get from the fourth eye. So a little bit more about the difference between the third eye and the fourth eye. So for example, the real eye may be able to with using your real eye, you may be able to get information about somebody's and karmic, what causes. For example, if I have, you know, an injury on my right shoulder, the what is the karmic results of that? You can get that from the real eye. However, you can also get another um, dimension of it with the fourth eye. The fourth eye may be able to tell you that, you know, this injury is actually let's see. It's actually about something else. Oh, okay, here, I get it. I'm just trying to let her in now. Okay, I think she's in. Hello.
Hi,
Welcome, welcome. You made it.
Yeah, I mean, my son helped me. So
Oh, okay.
thank you so much. Yeah. Thanks, Roxana. Also, try to call me. Thank you so much, Roxana.
You're
Because
welcome.
my son
You're
was
welcome. Let's
so
get on. She's
we'll
in the
talk.
middle of.
Thank you so much for your help.
We'll talk later.
Okay. Okay, on with the um fourth eye. So what can the fourth eye see? It can help us to understand what is the cause and effect of something. So it could be my shoulder could be because of karma, and it could be because of a choice that I've made very unconsciously, or it could be because of something that is to do with duality, or it could be because of something that is actually more profound. So the fourth eye, how do you know that you're getting information from your fourth eye? So information coming in from the fourth eye actually lets you know that gives you information, lets you kind of integrate, helps you to integrate things that, yes, nothing is permanent. We all think that, oh, okay, we're healthy today, or we look young today. That when, especially when we're younger, we think that we will never die because we are so strong. And if you're trying to talk to a young person and tell them to look after themselves, they would just they won't take it seriously, because their body actually can take a lot of abuse, whereas when you get older, not so easily. So that's what information from the fourth eye can actually tell us to do, is to really understand that nothing is permanent, everything changes, and also to help us let go of any attachments, giving us information that is going to help us know where it is that our illness is because of attachments to certain things. And when we try to work with the illness, then one of the things that we need to work with is really to work with letting go. So detachment and empathy, understanding, balance, seeing beyond duality. Duality is really about black and white. So it's like it's either yes or no. However, there's a lot of situations where it's not about yes or no. It's all it all depends. It's all grays, not just black or white. It's a zone of gray, and sometimes it is the right thing to do, sometimes it is not, to have that flexibility to see beyond duality. So that's what the fourth eye is here to help us to do. And the fourth eye helps us to really accept the flow of life, understand what true nature is. We understand what actually inner peace is about. Because when you're not attached to certain things, it's much easier to have inner peace. For example, if you're not attached to, who is going to be president, then no matter who gets elected in the end, you won't feel that, oh, okay, we are doomed for the next 4 years or however. So that actually is what gives us that inner peace, is to know that, yep, everything is there's a plan within a plan. So understanding that, yes, it seems like everything is very random and we don't have a lot of control, but actually we have a lot of control. we have control not at the ego level, whereas at the more higher self level, at the soul level, we have a lot of control. And so being able to see that and to let go of seeing things from the egoic point of view, that's what the fourth eye is helping us to do. And a couple of things I mentioned a little bit about where the fourth eye is. The fourth eye is, okay, so I'm gonna kind of go through it again. So the real eye is between your physical eye and your eyebrows. So that's kind of where the real eye is. And between your brows, that's where your third eye is. And just maybe about a finger up, that's where your fourth eye is. Okay. And there are other places where your fourth eye can be as well. The other thing is on your right palm. So this is my right hand, the palm there is a point, a meridian point called PC8, and that's really the kind of the middle of the palm. So that's also another place that's connected to the fourth eye. So those two places. And how do we actually start using the fourth eye? So fourth eye, like all the other eyes, are always open. Open meaning that it is there, it's functional. However, we have to activate it to actually start to use it. It's so the activate, the part about activating is letting that I know that, okay, it is now ready to do work for you. So that's what activate means. It is always open, but it does not always do work for you. Whereas when you really want to do work with it, then you activate it. So let's just, kind of touch where our fourth eye is, tap it a little bit, and then just start to breathe into your fourth eye. You can do that where that is, or you can do it in the middle of the
Vinny,
palm as
can
well.
you remind here like 4 fingers from third eye?
Not 4 fingers, just 1 finger. So, okay, so it's about here. Just
1
finger.
finger from the hairline?
No. Okay. So this is the real eye, right?
Right,
And then this is the third eye.
right.
Right above. That's the fourth
Right
eye.
above. Okay,
Okay, right above. That's the fourth eye.
okay. Thank you.
And also here as well. And if you're not sure where it is, then just say breathe into the fourth eye and you will feel a pulse. So wherever the pulse is, that's where the fourth eye is. Okay, start to breathe into it. Just hold that intention that you want to breathe into your fourth eye. And just do that a few more times until you feel a pulse. Starting to feel a pulse yet?
I feel on my hand, but not here.
That's okay. It's you're just starting to use it, so give it some time. It's probably easier on your palm, on your right palm. Why? Because the other thing to check it is to actually, after you've breathed into it for a while, is to look at it. I can actually see that there is a spot there in the palm. I can actually see that there is a spot there that is just slightly there's just a slight color there. I don't think it shows up on the screen, but when I look at it, I can actually see that there is a spot there. Like after you've activated and breathe into it. And also when it's slightly redder, slightly more red than the rest of your palm. And also, like I use a piece of white paper, and I just look at it that way, so it's easier. I can see the beam of light that's coming out from the fourth eye. That's how I usually do it. So just put your palm against a piece of white paper and kind of see the beam of light coming out. And you're looking for a yellow beam of light coming out.
How you hold your hand, like this?
What do you mean?
Or like this, when you see yellow on the paper?
It does not matter. What you're trying to do is put it against a piece of white paper so it's easier to see. Because if the background of the is not white, it's not as easy to see.
I cannot see, but I can feel it. I can feel the energy moving. So
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
That's a good start if you can feel the energy.
Me too, I feel it.
Okay. That's a good start. So especially if you can feel something, you know that there is something there. Maybe later on when we've done a longer meditation, it will be more like we'll be all more activated. It's easier to see. But it's a good start. If you can feel something, then that's a good start. So fourth eye activated. So what can we do with the fourth eye? I think I've talked a little bit about this before. One of them is I can definitely change weather with it. I've done it a couple of times, and so far it's been yeah, I have good results with that. And I'm actually now starting to find things with it. So instead of trying to do the sway test, should I take this pill or that pill, I just activated my fourth eye and I just kind of put it against let's say food that I want to decide whether I want to eat this or that. I would just put it against activated my fourth eye and just see which one feels like the information coming better. Is that okay? That's what I should buy, or that's what I should eat today. So that's some of the things. So finding medicine for certain illness, it can do that. It gives you your fourth eye has that ability to find which medicine or which herb, which is the best for a certain illness. So that's information that comes through your fourth eye. Being able to actually also, I know a couple of weeks ago, you guys saw me holding my hand up. You can actually, that's actually using the fourth eye to take yourself up to, let's say, fifth dimension, seventh, or the ninth. So how it works is you say, okay, I want to go to seventh dimension. So you activated your fourth eye and you go to, and what you do is you start allow your hand to go up. And when it stops, then you know that you're there. So and if it's still going, then that means you're still trying to get there. So that's what this using the fourth eye is. It actually assists you to transcend space and time and to go to different dimensions. So use your right palm to raise yourself to that dimension. So that's what the fourth eye can do.
Can I question?
Yep.
You said that you use fourth eye to check if you have to eat or not. What's the difference you feel in your fourth eye? How you understand if it's yes or no?
Okay. You set it up yourself. So how I set it up is if I feel good, then it's a yes. So if I feel happy, then it's a yes. So you set it up yourself because you're just communicating. Okay, so you can set it up differently too. You can say, okay, if I feel hot, then it is good. Or if I feel cold, then it is bad, or the other way around. So you set it up yourself. Because you're the one that is communicating with the information that's coming in. So you set it up beforehand and you use that.
Okay, thank you. I'll try. I'll definitely try.
Okay. Thank you for
Thank you.
yeah. So you set that up yourself because you are the one that is deciphering the information that's coming in. So talk to your unconscious mind and let it know that okay, if I feel warm, then it is good, or if I feel happy, then it is good. So that's what that is all about.
Can I also use fourth eye in questions like if I doubt if I have to go somewhere or not? Can I use also fourth eye to, can I ask, should I go there or should I not? Or it's only with the stuff what I have under my hands?
Because the fourth eye is more about spirituality, so I would phrase the question better. So I would ask a question more about spirituality. I would say, okay, if I go there, will it help me feel happier? Something like that.
I see.
Not something that is too physical. Okay.
I see.
So yes, you can, but it depends on the question. The fourth eye can also assist spirits to cross over. However, I would say for now, don't use that yet because unless you know you're at the level where you can protect yourself. If you're not sure, then don't do it. Even though you can, but just don't do it. Whoops, what's happening?
You disappears.
Eh, Okay, I don't know why. It is acting up. Hang on. I may have to come back in again. Oh, okay. Yes. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
hear you.
Yes.
Good. My screen just stopped. So you can see my beautiful picture, a beautiful picture of me now,
Yes.
Yes.
which is fine. I'm actually just I let's see, what else do I need to talk about? No, that's about it. That's all I want to talk about the fourth eye today, because I want to make sure I leave enough time for the meditation, because that's actually more important than all these information. So just want to a few things just to go over. So fourth eye is more about getting information that is of a spiritual nature that is going to assist you in growing spiritually. So that's what the fourth eye is for. And okay, you guys know where it is. And let's see. You can explore past life using the fourth eye, or you can understand, life lessons. If certain lessons, if things are happening in your life and you're like going in circles. For example, let's say me and my mom. So it's like our relationship, it's a certain way for such a long time. It's kind of hard to change. And you kind of, and if I want to know what is the life lessons that we have to learn, so relationship, how come the relationship is that way, then you can use the fourth eye, ask questions in the fourth eye when you activated your fourth eye to get information that will assist you in understanding life lessons, or what it is that you need to learn in certain situation, relationships, that kind of thing. So those are all what the fourth eye can do for us. So is now
How you get the answer, like when you ask that, what this situation have to teach you? You got it like, intuition, or how you get the answer?
okay. So what I found is that you activate the fourth eye. You activate it, you meditate with it, and information comes through.
During meditation. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
So, and the more you work with a fourth eye, the easier it is for you to get the information.
Okay.
So it's make it a practice. I think that's what I really want to say, is to make it a practice to activate your fourth eye, meditate with the fourth eye activated, and just feel the information coming in. It actually shifts your point of view from being more self-centered to to being able to be more detached and be able to look at situations in your life from a different point of view.
Yeah, but how you detect that this is it like the information coming from your mind, or it is the true information I'm receiving from the highest vibration?
You will know from the information coming in.
Okay.
Like when the information comes in, an information that is from a higher frequency, it's very different. It gives you a very different point of view. And that's how you know.
Thank you.
I know it's very vague, but when you get it, it's yeah, you will know. Mm. Okay. Any other questions? So quite easy. The middle of your palm on the right hand, that's the fourth eye, and also it is about one finger width above your eyebrow. And that's where it is also located on your head. Okay? And that's where the fourth eye is. So those are the two places. So in that